Well, welcome everybody for the new episode of From Bali with Love. We are here with Patryk today, and this beautiful background. Look at this background, isn't it amazing? Patryk suggested this location. I was hesitant a bit, but like now I'm super happy with how things look. Welcome, Patryk.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Um, so a little bit of like, well, you came to my class, right, at Unified. That's
Yeah,
where we connected, and we added each other on social media. And then I started saying that he's doing crazy stuff, and I messaged him one day, and I was like, "Do you want to talk about this crazy?"
I think it's normal for me.
Well,
But it's kind of a niche, yeah.
yeah,
Just like something different,
yeah,
which
definitely.
really absorbed me and took me over, and then it's just like cordyceps mushroom, the controlling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if I can compare it to something.
Nice. So, okay, for those who don't know you, how would you introduce yourself? Where are you from? What do you do? How long have you been in Bali?
So my name is Patryk Wojt. Hello, guys. Nice to meet you. And I'm here 4 years from Bali. Came from Poland. Actually, it was Corona times, and I was like in the middle of nowhere because used to live on a visa, and then Corona hits and started to be a little bit tricky uh, in in, uh, in terms of restrictions and stuff. And Spanish police is not so nice like Balinese police, so um, you couldn't like walk on the beaches. You should have masks, like really stupid stuff, like unbelievable for me. So I found it that it's the right time to leave the place and to find new island.
Mm.
And then I just decided to visit my parents, to like catch up with them. I started to work a little bit as well with my father, Germany. He just like at a construction company for over 20 years. So I was helping him, supervising the workers and different stuff. So I saved a little bit of money, and I was just waiting for right moment to just escape to another place, to another paradise. And then one day I look at my WhatsApp and I see the stories of my friend, and it was like something unusual and something very bizarre because people was without mask, people was partying. Like, and I say, where is it on Mars or something? And he say, no, it's Bali, And I say like, wow. And I started to do research. I started to asking him the questions, and he say it's very quiet, prices go down, blah blah blah. So I get really excited, and I get this like really buzz inside of me, telling me that Bali is the place, it's my next destination. And it was before Christmas, so I decided to spend the time with Christmas. I decided to spend my time with family that Christmas and to go after the Christmas. Yeah. And suddenly they closed the borders in Indonesia because the cases rises. So I was kind of blocked, and I was waiting for them to reopen. And it's happened only in end of March. So I done my test, PCR test, which was required for the traveling back then. You know the story. And they reopened at the end of the April, and I booked my flights. And I was on 29th of April. I was on Jakarta having quarantine in one of the hotels, and on 5th of May I was on Bali. And since then I have unbelievable journey, here. Nice. So I love everything what I experienced here in terms of people, in terms of like nature, in terms of everything. I would say, yeah.
Have you always lived in Ubud?
No, I was like jumping from flower to flower, and I was looking for my perfect spot. So I was a little bit. First of all, I was in Perenana because I get the job by working as a private chef for a family, Dutch family. So it was everything set up before I came here, which was really good because I have like settled the ground, and I was sure that I have something, and I didn't need to look for nothing else. But then it gets really complicated with them. It wasn't easy to work for them, and I needed to look for something else. Then I moved to a beautiful rest house in the middle of the jungle, Tabanan, and then I get into the jungle and I start exploring, and I found many new exotic fruits and vegetables, and then how my journey started with foraging, with fermenting, and since then I'm doing the same thing. I doing my research, online, checking the species, doing my research, on the field, and started to do workshops, started to do excursions, and so far so good. I'm very happy to do what I love.
Nice.
I'm feeling really good.
Did you have experience with cooking before Bali?
Yes.
Okay.
15 years.
Oh, 15 years. Is this
15 years.
something you studied also?
No studied.
Oh, self-taught.
Yes.
Nice. And what do you like to cook normally?
Just healthy food.
Oh, healthy food.
Yes.
Yeah, even before.
Hot food.
Okay. Yeah. Before it was popular and,
Yes.
great. Okay.
Maybe I switched around 10 years ago because I used to eat what everybody eats, a part of the things I was serving in the restaurant which I worked. And it was many cuisines from Indian to Mexican, Italian, steakhouse and ocean grill. Yeah, it was many places. So I gathered lots of experience from different cuisines, and then I came here and I combined this experience with the new stuff which I found here, and then I created my own kind of because I went vegan as well for some time. So I perfected some recipes. I created vegan equivalents of schnitzel, vegan kimchi, vegan sriracha as well. Yeah, I done a few things, by myself, which I'm really proud of. Yeah, so I could tell that those are my signature dishes.
Nice.
Yeah. And I plan to document it by writing maybe some book.
Yeah. Oh wow, really nice. Are you vegan right now? No, you're not.
I'm eating everything moderately because I thought that I don't want to compromise my health just because of some trend, just been recently overtaken the world,
Yeah.
So before that, people were sitting and everything was fine. So I still don't eat chicken because of the way they treat the chicken here. In small cages, and stuff. I don't like it. I think it's very stressed. And I don't eat pork because I think it's a dirty animal. Other than that, I eat a little bit of everything, but very healthy. Yeah. Lots of grains, from sorghum to quinoa, to pear, barley, buckwheat, purple sweet potatoes, potatoes that were basmati rice.
Right.
Sometimes fish, sometimes vegetable. I can go on vegetables for most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any cravings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. Oh, I wake up and I need to eat burger. Yeah. I'm okay without that. Yeah. Sometimes when I feel I want to eat, I eat it. But it's not something that I really need to do. Yeah.
I mean, you're a chef, but I'm curious about your opinion about the carnivore diet too. Only meats.
I never tried it, but yeah, it's very cool now. It's another trend. Yeah, so it's getting trendy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think with these things, Our bodies are
I don't
different.
follow the trends anymore. I just follow what my body says to me.
Yeah.
If it's good to me, my body say behaving normally
Yeah.
without any like fluctuations, without any diseases.
Yeah.
I didn't be sick for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I think all is good.
Okay.
And yeah, why to change if it's all good?
I think that's a really good point. I mean, your body really tells you what to eat and what not to eat if you know how to listen to it. But a lot of people,
I know the carnivore diet being propagated by Michaela Peterson, Lion's Diet, and Jordan Peterson. Yeah, let them do whatever they want to do.
and I think it works for some people too. I hear a lot of people saying
some
this
people,
has been really helpful.
some people cannot be vegan, some people cannot be carnivore. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I say. You need to listen to your body. You got some genetic code embodied, and if you don't follow the right path, you just activate some genes. It's called epigenetics. It's about genetics. So it's about your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you can have cancer gene, and you can live healthy and don't activate this cancer gene. But if you follow like bad routines, smoking, drinking, partying, not sleeping properly, not exercise, you will activate this gene. Yeah.
So a little bit about, like, you're from Poland, born and raised. What do you think about Polish food?
I really don't feel like I feel like citizen of the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Polish food is okay. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but it's not in like I'm dying for to get.
Yeah.
Like bring me something, because I cannot live without it. Yeah? Of course, I love dumplings. I love bigos. I love my ferments. Like sauerkrauts. I love pickles. Yeah, I'm. That's why I'm doing them here. Yeah, but it's nothing like what I particularly need. Or yeah.
Well, what is your favorite cuisine, you'd say?
Favorite? I think Indian.
Indian?
Yes.
Very rich.
Curries are top,
Yeah.
Then it's Thai, then maybe Japanese. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about Balinese kitchen?
I think it's fine, but it's not what will impress me.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are not sure about Balinese food. Yeah. I like it, but I understand what you say. Like it's really not enough. Like there aren't enough.
It's really very, very plain, apart of sambal, it's nothing to really impress you, in terms of flavor, textures.
Yeah.
Compared to like put opposite the Thai kitchen, to Balinese.
Right.
And I think it will be knockout,
Yeah. So what is cooking for you? Why are you cooking?
For me, cooking is the medicine. Yeah. It's the way to gather the people, to bring them together, to make friends. Yeah, I think it's the medicine most of all. Yeah.
And you like being the chef who prepares the food, where people get together and eat?
Yes. I used to make back in the days, I think it was when I was first time in Ubud, it was 3 years ago. I used to organize those Sunday dinners when I gathered the people every Sunday, and I cook for them. And it was all interesting people, like very specific characters, individuals, some kind of niche, like maybe biohacking or I don't know, breath works, and we just used to eat and talk about like really deep subjects. Yeah.
Nice. I like that concept. Yeah. So you came to Bali 4 years ago. And had you been to Bali before? Did you know anything about it? How did you?
First time.
What was your first impression?
I was amazed. I was amazed. Nature and especially people, it's what like it's magnetic here, and everybody says that.
Yeah.
So it's not only me. Everybody sees that, and That's the first impression. People, nature, it's what's bring the people here in Bali.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
41. So you moved here when you were 37. This is astrologically very important. I'm analyzing at the same time. What happened that you could come here? Like, was it your sense of adventure, or were you just sick of
Curiosity?
curiosity?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Finding new place, new home.
new home.
Yes.
And you can call this place home
Yes,
now.
definitely,
Yeah, definitely. And how did it help your personal growth as a person, as a human?
It's developed so high, you know. I still believe that I have few things to do, like always. You fix one thing and another thing appears to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So, but generally, I'm very happy with who I am and who I become, and I'm not the same person. So, I don't know. For the people who knows me, I think they still have my like image of me from back in the days, but I'm not the same person.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? Like people from your past, they know a different version of you, and you change so much, and they don't necessarily get any updates, or maybe they do, or who knows how
I
much
think
they
they don't believe still.
Right,
What they're
right.
looking at,
Like, yeah. Yeah, I think about that often. Like, sometimes I go on Facebook, Facebook was
But
very,
I don't care. I just keep going. You know, I'm doing it for
sure,
myself,
yeah,
not for fame, not for
yeah.
nothing. It's just the drive inside of me,
Yeah.
asking me to teach people to connect with the nature. It's all about, you know, for me
Yeah.
to show the way, show the path, you know.
And the path for you, is it how spiritual is it? How religious? Were you religious?
For me, this is meditation. Going to the nature, going to the forest, pick up some, I don't know, some leaves, pick up some mushrooms, you know, make some intuitively meals from them, you know, like on the go without planning, you know. This is my style.
Yeah.
Very chaotic, but if you look at me from the side, you know, but I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think intuition is a huge part of cooking. Like, I always,
Yes,
I never,
sorry to interrupt you, but I always like eyeball things, you know, now, because I already have this sense of like, oh, this is going to be enough, you know, pinch of salt, pinch of Szechuan pepper, you know, like 2 spoons of that, yeah. So for me, it's kind of, you know, I have this really intuition how the flavor's going to bind and what's going to create perfect combo with each other, yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing I was gonna say. Like, I never took any cooking classes or anything, but I was a very observant kid. I always watched my mom cooking, and I became a very good cook later in life. Like, I have no idea. I never follow a recipe. I just put like everything I want, and this is enough. This is, like,
because you're gonna eat it, no?
exactly. That's the thing about cooking. Like, I know what I like. So if I put everything I like, it's gonna be super flavorful and delicious. And sometimes, especially in Western culture, in America and stuff, people tend to be really like uptight about cooking. Like, oh, I don't know how to do this. What do you mean how to? It's a meditation, but it's also a creation. Like it's something you make with your hands.
Into the flow mode.
Yeah. That's just amazing to me. And yeah, I'm a double Taurus. I love eating. I love cooking. I love everything about food. So when it comes to, again, cooking, what do you like the most? What's your specialty?
Like I say, I love breakfast, and I love to have like maybe some toast. I love to have bruschetta, you know, kind of chopped tomatoes with garlic, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, some kind of herbs, you know, in it. Lay on the sourdough bread, like maybe some guaco as well, you know, on maybe set of bruschettas, you know, with different kind of toppings. Spanish omelette with pulpa sweet potatoes. This is my like jam, yeah, in the morning, yeah. I also love soups, kind of ramen soups. Currently, I make like very slow cooked broth from duck, which I take in duck, which I cook for 4 hours until it crumbles. I just touch it with a fork and just collapsed. So, and I just store it in my freezer. I just have some containers as well, like on the go. So I'm just like adding maybe 50-50 with water, and I'm just creating ramen or different kind of soup. So I love soups as well. I love curries as well, different type of curries, fermented foods as well. Yeah, so kind of raw food, which is pre-digested, yeah, and ready to go for us, yeah. Fish, I love seafood as well.
Fermented food, I think it's very interesting. Like, I would like you to talk a little bit more about that. Like, why should we consume fermented food? And in which cases would you recommend people to? Because that's your specialty, right? Like,
I think mostly I would recommend in the case of coming to another country, try their fermented foods.
Okay.
Just to get the same bacteria what is here. You know what I mean? No pills with probiotics, just fermented foods. Because if you bring the probiotics pills, it's okay, yeah, it's fine. But maybe you're not gonna get the strains which are on this area particularly, yeah. So I would recommend first thing to try fermented foods of the area which you're going to, yeah. So you can just acquainting your microbiome with the bacteria which are in a particular area. Yeah?
That's interesting. So fermented food changes from country to country.
Of course.
Oh, that's such a good. Okay, yeah. And what's your favorite Balinese dish?
Favorite Balinese dish. So, I'm just thinking now, because I really don't eat Balinese.
I love nasi goreng. I love that nasi goreng is always different. Fried rice. Yeah. Nasi goreng is
maybe
always different.
I would say beef rendang.
Beef rendang.
Yes. Okay. Slow cooked beef rendang. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe tempuyak curry. It's not Balinese, but it's Indonesian.
Okay. Yeah.
But Balinese, maybe I would say chapchai, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Chapchai is very, especially when you're sick or something like. Yes. Chapchai really feels like comfort food. It's basically
laksa too.
Vegetable stew, kinda. And I really like gado gado.
Oh
yeah. Gado gado is like it's with peanuts, crushed peanuts. It's so good.
Yeah.
But with fried rice, to me, it became like, because everywhere you go, fried rice is different. Nasi goreng is different. Yes. And I'm like now testing at different places. Oh, this is a little bit this. This is sometimes they use more vegetables. Sometimes they use more herbs. And
sometimes they use the more MSG.
Yeah. I mean, but it became such a thing for me that like I'm testing different restaurants.
Yes.
By their nasi goreng and getting a sense of like, oh, this is this kind of chef. Like I really like that. So what is your favorite thing about living in Bali or Ubud? You said you love it, you fell in love with it, but what is it exactly? Is it a feeling? Is it a place? Is it the nature?
I think first of all is the nature. That's the first thing. And another thing is the portals. And what I mean by portals, Bali have different portals. I mean, you're going to Uluwatu, you can surf. You're going to Ubud, you can do yoga. You can do painting. You can do lots of craftsmanship. You're going to Amet, you can snorkel, you can dive. Yeah. So you're going to Canggu, you can party. Yeah. You're going to Gili, you can have a rest, totally like reset. No cars, no traffic, no dogs.
Yeah.
So different kind of portals. Yeah.
Okay.
This kind of areas. That's what I was doing at the beginning. I was tasting.
Right.
Pieces of cake from Bali, from Mama Bali. Yeah? I was tasting Tabanan cake. I was tasting Canggu cake. I was tasting Amat cake. I was tasting Ubud cake, and I like it. All the cakes taste different, but it's nice.
Yeah. The diversity is something I really appreciate here.
You're going to Kintamani, you have mountains. You're going to Bedugu, you have as well mountains, lakes, beautiful, beautiful. It's a little bit cooler, 10 degrees lower, yeah, which is very nice. You can feel like in Europe, almost.
Yeah, up in the Batur, it almost feels like you're in Switzerland or something, and then you go to Uluwatu, it's like California or something, you know?
Yes.
I especially like being in Ubud because of this. It's right in the middle of the island, so everything is very short,
Yes,
like
one central, no?
maximum 2 hours. You can get to those places, and the diversity of the temperature, air, environment, people, activities. It's crazy. You
It's
never
much
get
cooler
bored.
because of the trees as well.
Yeah.
And also the clouds which are accumulating over the Batur and another hills, which are coming here.
Yeah.
So that's why you have recently get lots of rain.
Yeah.
Because there's some fluctuations. Yeah. Also another thing which is really like amazing and really like mind-boggling if you look at this from perspective of plants. They create the clouds.
Yeah.
Because they creating this little like droplets released from the leaves, of the trees. And as we know, there's many trees here on Bali, on those hills here. So they create these rivers flowing all over the mountains. And that's why we have lots of rain here.
Yeah.
And Bali is all about water.
All about water. And the rain here is so intense. How's your relationship with rain season?
I love rain season.
Yeah.
Well, need to be contrast.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's still warm, even if you get soaked wet, it's still okay.
Yeah.
It's not like in Europe that you like shake.
No. Never.
It's fine. It's fine. You just need to be tough,
Yeah. I mean, I also like
get the poncho, get the raincoat going, for me it's no problem. 2 hours in the rain. I done it. I've been there. No problem.
Also, watching the locals, like for them, nothing changes. They just continue their lives because they grew up with this. And you watch them, it's like, this is not a big deal. I can go out. I can do this. Like, I can continue my life. But yeah, this was my first rainy season, and they said like it was kind of intense. It was a little bit too much for me, but yeah.
But you survived, no?
I survived.
Of course.
And now when there's like a little bit of rain every now and then, I really appreciate it. The change, because otherwise it's just like sunny and
we need it.
Yeah.
Plants need it, people need it, it's really important. Like if you look like on other places all over the world, soon there's going to be like water scarcity. If you look like South America, Rio de Janeiro, if you see they already have like riots because there was no water in big city. Like multi-million city. Crazy. So people get on the street and say it's no water. You know why it's no water? I can tell you, my friend. Because deforestation of Amazon rainforest. We got the answer here. And it's happening here in Indonesia as well. Borneo, Sumatra, Papua New Guinea. I watch many documentaries made by locals.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's a fact, and it's really like very sad.
Yeah.
If we don't wake up, we're just going to finish very poorly.
It's sad. It's not just one or two trees. It's like, it's big areas. And it's changing the climate. And it's really, changing everything.
It's really like, it's going to backfire on us.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Because of those rivers created by droplets in the leaves of the trees. If we don't going to have clouds, it's going to be really hot. Really hot. We need shading. And clouds give us not only water, give us shading.
Also trees,
Yes, trees. And oxygen,
Yeah. So is there any food that is specific to the island that you never knew before, you got introduced to? Any fruits, anything tropical?
Yeah, mostly the fruits,
Yeah.
I love durians, I love jackfruits.
You like durian?
I love it.
Oh, wow. I never tried durian still.
Once I even make combo jackfruit and durian dessert, very nice.
Wow.
Dark chocolate,
Jackfruit to me is like a game changer.
Yes.
Like, I never heard about it even before, but I love it. I never tried the raw version too. Like, it's always cooked in food.
Did you try pulled pork? Jackfruit, like vegan?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. It's just
Slow
like pork.
cooked food, like jackfruit for maybe 2.5 hours, and then the texture is just crumbling, you know?
Yeah,
You're creating some kind of vegan equivalent to barbecue sauce, and voila.
exactly.
It's like,
Oh my
wow,
God, it's so
it's
good.
game changer. I
Yeah.
love jackfruit, jackfruit soup, jackfruit schnitzel. I create jackfruit schnitzel,
Yeah, I
like
saw
German
that.
one, It's so like some people didn't even know,
Yeah,
like they don't see the difference, you know, the texture, the flavor, you know, like the seasoning I added, you know, like it was the same, actually the same, like the like original pork schnitzel.
schnitzel. Wow, I should try your schnitzel.
Yes,
I saw you do okay a little bit more work then. You do workshops here, right?
yes,
You teach other people
yes.
how to cook,
I'm good with that.
vegan stuff only, or
Everything,
anything and everything.
Mostly vegan. If I ferment, it's obviously vegan, So I don't want to ferment the chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and
But you can ferment fish as well, for example. It's
right.
possible,
Yeah.
They're doing that in Scandinavian countries. Even in Malaysia, very nice salty fish fermented. I never tried, but I'm getting there. It's like, I mean, it's like over 2,500 of fermented foods all over the world, which thousands of them is available in the stores. And I tried maybe 200 and perfected 30, only 30.
Wow.
So I don't even scratch the surface.
Right.
It's a drop in the ocean.
Right. Interesting. It's another world, you know.
Every country has something fermented.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Most fermented things that are in, I would say, Korea, and then Sudan, China, and Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Sudan. Oh wow.
Sudan have around 70.
Okay.
Because it's very hot over there. They needed to figure out some way to preserve the food.
it. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. And when you teach people cooking, like who comes to these classes? Why do they come to you?
Very interesting people, and I'm really glad that I attract this kind of crowd. Yeah, like I don't know, engineers, people which are like put into the nature, like the connection, you know, very like I don't know, some marine biologists, for example. Many interesting people, with like very interesting jobs.
Right. Yeah. And you said you do also private events?
Yeah, I'm a private chef and doing that barbecues, caterings, this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not working in the restaurant anymore. Since I came to Bali, I gave up the rat race and I'm just my own boss. Yeah. Decided to choose whatever I want, work whenever I want, and I'm pretty happy with that choice. Yeah.
Interesting. That's like your way of also getting out of the metrics and the system.
I love freedom.
Yeah. It was interesting when you think about it. You know, we always think about the metrics as, you know, finance, banking, you know, big companies, whatever.
I will never be able to do that kind of job.
Yeah.
It's but just too boring for me.
Even as a chef working at a restaurant full time is kind of like matrixy, you know, like it's putting you in a box.
9 to 5, you know, kind of thing.
Interesting. I'm so glad we talked about this because, there's always this idea of, you know, one type of like, oh, people who work at Plaza, but no. Anyone, any kind of job could become easily a matrix oriented job. And
but luckily, Bali attracts this kind of people, which are really escape the matrix, you know, like escape the rat race.
Right.
And they do digital nomads kind of works, you know, which is all mostly online, some, I don't know, PR or drop shipping, cryptocurrency, different kind of things, you know. This
is partially what I want to focus on in this series. You know, everyone I talk to, there is this common theme of like, okay, wanting to get out of the system and hacking the system and coming here, doing either something completely different or still doing what they do, but in a completely different way that they don't feel like, they're burdened by the system. They're more creative, they're more free. Um, in that sense, like, what is something that is new to you that came into your life with the island life? Because you were living in Europe, I'm sure like everything is different, the season is different, weather is different.
Different. Simplicity of life here is really what was like create a good culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, everything is so simple for me here. For example, you need uh, you need to order taxi or the like a scooter guy coming, in 5 minutes, and you can do many things. You can send some parcel by Gojek, which is also like by motorbike. Yeah, somebody's coming. Laundries, it's another thing, like you don't need to worry about.
Yeah.
Many things is like you can afford here, like even like nanny or house help, like cleaners, stuff like that. Who would have thought I will like ever like be able to afford something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 8 years of my life back in Istanbul, I did all my housework myself,
Yeah, me
I
either,
got
me
no
either.
help, nothing. But here, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do laundry, and it sounds very luxurious from, the European Westerner perspective, but it's not really a luxury here. But that gives you so much time to focus on really what you want to do. And this project, like if I was cleaning at home, I wouldn't be able to maybe start this podcast series. But it's giving you so much time to really do what you're supposed to do in life. And this is a luxury that we don't really get in the West because it's so expensive, all of these things. Like for me, biggest change is having a bike here. I wasn't mobile back home. I didn't have a car or a bike. It's not possible to bike in Istanbul. It's very dangerous. But here it's just like so cheap again.
Petrol.
Petrol is so cheap. I can't believe each time. And it gives you so much freedom to just like I can go anywhere, anytime. Like in 2 hours, I'm by the sea, and 1 hour I'm at a waterfall. Like that's just such a new thing for me. That's one of the biggest luxuries for me here.
That's for me as well. I was traveling all over the island on my bike, on my scooter. So there's no area I didn't been to, but although there are some places I still need to visit, some like a touristic spot or something. But I've been pretty much everywhere, in the west, in the east, in the north, in the east, on my bike.
Yeah.
Whoa, such a journey, I'm telling you.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's nothing better than just like plug your earphones, put some nice music or podcast or interesting podcast and just go.
Oh yeah.
Just go explore.
Oh yeah. I love that too. I always have my headphones on, always listening to something. I have a couple of playlists for specific destinations and everything. And it's just, it makes you feel like you're living again, The other life is like there's a part of you that knows that you're not living, you're just serving, you're part of this thing that you have to go to work. The word have to is just like suffocating me. It's like, some mornings you wake up and like you hate life. That's this part of it. Like, and what do you mean? Like, you can't hate life. You can't have a bad day. You have to show up. You have to perform. And that becomes very like feeling like trapped, like a mice.
I don't know. I still don't believe sometimes that I'm here, and so I need to pinch myself, again. Like
it happens to me. It still happens to me. And I always talk to people. They say it's going to continue. For me, it's been over a year now. I've been here. Still, sometimes I'm like, wow, I'm in Bali. Like, do I live here? Is it me who lives here? Like, this is crazy. But yeah, everyone keeps saying like it never gets old, and I hope it doesn't get old. That also shows that how much people appreciate, being able to do this, get out of the system and have this freedom and creativity, and
That's us.
that's just amazing.
If you don't innovate, if you don't looking for new ways, new paths, you just get into stagnation.
Yeah.
And from stagnation to depression is like really like not far.
Yeah. And are there any Ubuddin activities you like?
You mean in terms of spirituality, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
What do you do?
I love the Ubudian kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do the workshops. I even was like amazed that I like came to your workshop.
Yeah.
To see like something different,
Yeah.
And it was something new for me. And I love astrology, so I was really like, oh, I need to go there,
Nice.
to take him out. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, breath work, sometimes yoga, sometimes doing I don't know, sauna, sport plunging as well, qigong. Many things I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
Water purifications from time to time, Sabatu. Yeah. I go there. Yeah.
I love water purification. You have to do it.
This kind of rituals. Yeah, I love them. I cannot live without them. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not like that I'm doing them all the time, but I'm doing like many things. And like I say, I like moderation in everything in my life. Yeah?
Right.
From food to activities. And that's why my life is interesting. That's why I'm feeling alive.
Yeah.
Because I'm changing. I'm changing the things. I'm not getting into the routines. Whenever I fall into routine, something, switch,
right.
And it's like the sleeping, the flashing light, oh, we need to change,
Yeah. Become like a robot.
Yes, I'm not a robot for sure, I'm alive and kicking.
Nice.
Like my microbes in my ferment. Yes.
It sounds like, your spirituality is very much embedded in your daily life and your body. You just follow your instincts, and you don't really deny anything spiritual or whatever, like some people do. They come to Ubud, they're like, start talking bullshit about.
My approach is come as you are.
Yeah.
I'm just like really open-minded, and it's, even if somebody is doing something weird, like eating fruits all the time,
yeah,
I say, okay, if that's worked for you, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing. Just don't come and don't ask me to do what you're doing, because then I'm really like, I'm kind of
and really nobody does.
Nobody does because here, like
everybody's on their own path.
Yes.
Everybody kind of realizes that. That's something I really like here. Like, not everyone who comes to Ubud is like healed or enlightened or whatever. They realize that there's work to do still, but because of that, there's that innate sense of like respect for other people's paths, time, personal space, whatever. That's something that comes with being in here and interacting with these people.
It's the magnetism of Bali, and that's the thing about Bali. It attracts specific people. Yeah. Maybe I should talk in terms of like Ubud.
Yeah.
It attracts specific vibe because people come here for yoga, for spirituality. Back in the days, it used to be artistic hub. It used to be for writers, for painters. It still is, but now people know it as spiritual capital of the world. And there's also Changu, it attracts people who like to party, who like flash, with things, how much money they have, and stuff like that.
Partying,
influencers, this kind of stuff. So, and that's fine as well, it's fine.
Yeah.
We are people, we can party, we can go to the church, we can go to the yoga, we can do everything, whatever you want. Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So what is your connection with the Balinese culture and Balinese people? What's your impression? Do you speak Bahasa?
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah.
You're learning.
Little bit, I learn. Yeah, I have my personal teacher. Naoman, she's coming from time to time and teach me. She's amazing. She's really very warm as well, as a person. So that's why I choose her. Um, and my connection to the culture and uh, I love to connect to the people as well, just to as well to ask them questions, being very polite to them, lots of um, exchange of smiles, exchange of views as well. They're really warm people, I would say. Yeah, they're like really warm coming out of them. Yeah, the magnetism, they're very approachable.
Nice.
It's really different. If you just compare to Eastern European countries when people are really tough, cold, and really closed. And here you got the small talk. They ask you everything. They are very curious about you. This is really fascinating, and I get used to that because for me it was something different. But I get used to that, and I'm fine, absolutely fine with that.
Nice.
Yeah. This is the way they are, and we need to deal with that.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it.
Yeah.
If you hate it, you don't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You just need to love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who come here and they hate it and they leave, and it's basically Mama Bali didn't accept you.
That means that Mama Bali will split them out.
Yeah, that's part of it too. And with the culture too, I see that, they're very warm, but at the same time they're also very individualistic and they respect you and your space. Like they're not gonna be all over you talking or asking questions. They never push any kind of interaction, but if you start an interaction, they're not closed either. It's a very interesting balance. I think we're not used to seeing again in the West, because in the West it's one or the other, either very cold, or in my country it's like they're all over you. It's too warm.
Too much,
they talk too much, they want to know too much, and you feel a little bit like, okay, no.
And with them it's very stabilized. I think it's in the middle. They're not going over. They don't cross your boundaries, but still they are just very I would say, they are very, I find that word.
Respectful.
Yes, respectful. Yeah. They really respect you, and they know it can upset you something. They know what to say, what to not to say. Yeah.
I think it's.
And in terms of culture, I just celebrated my anniversary on 5th of May, 4th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And there's interesting philosophy. I don't know if you hear about it, Trihita Karana, which is like a triple relationship, It's talking about relationship with people, relationship with God, and relationship with the nature. And I just made on my back the tattoo just to honor that, and just to have a memory, just to reminding me about it.
Yeah,
and I love
that.
Also, they are very spiritual, and I really respectful about that.
Yeah. Their spirituality is not popular spirituality. It's embedded in the culture. And I think it's also maybe good to mention that, this is a tribe culture. And until 50, 60 years ago, they were living in tribes. And the way they still live is kind of tribal, they live in families, in the same compound, So their also relationship with the foreigners coming here is also very different. There are some boules, they drink and they pick up fights, and then they see that and they're like, wait a minute, we don't want this. And then there's so many nice people who appreciate them, try to be friends, be friendly, nice. And so I think for them too, it's a little bit difficult to understand, okay, who is what's happening, they're coming to our island.
There's also lots of always in social media with more bad news than good news. So if they watch the news, they got this feeling that something is off. That something is wrong here. but there's also good people, and they know about that. Yeah. They're meeting them on daily basis, you know.
Yeah.
So there's always two kinds of people, bad or good. Yeah.
I think like we should be reminded of that all the time too. It's even more destabilizing for them uh, than like someone in Europe. You know, like in Europe, you travel and you don't really change the culture so much. But when foreigners come here, they do crazy things sometimes. And like, of course, for them, it's like, yeah, interesting. Like just something.
I think they got this in the blood. They was preoccupied for centuries, so they grow with that,
Yeah,
and that's what I love about them. They still have this kind of joy. You know what I mean? The spark inside of them, the flame. They carry the flame.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter they're living in poverty. I don't know. They don't have enough money. They worry about to survive from first to 31st. You know, like, but they still have the spark. You know, the joy. You know, the smile. You know, everything. You know, it's really something we need to learn. You know, to appreciate the small things. Really.
That's another thing. Yeah, like you don't have to. I mean, because most of them don't really speak English that well, but they don't really need to. I mean, I've had some amazing interactions with them, learned so much from them.
Because why they're supposed to? We need. We need to
exactly.
We are on the land or their land, not other way around.
But also just by like watching them, the way they are, the way they live, how happy they are. They're always laughing, smiling. I watch like workers at cafes, like between them, like it's just nice interactions. I've never seen any fights, any arguments, anyone getting mad at each other or upset with each other. No, and it's a cultural thing. Like it's not something they do.
And if you're going in the traffic, it's not like in Europe that you hear somebody cursing, you know. You do something, you something, you see something. You don't hear that here.
No.
People are so like, I don't know, they don't explode so easily here, you know.
It's not in the like I'm learning now and more that like it's an Asian thing in overall too, but I heard that it's not really nice to be mad at someone when you have an argument or anything. It's very shameful to them, and that's something we cannot really understand. Like
the sign the emotions can control you.
Yeah.
And you are a weak person.
Yeah.
And Bruce Lee was talking about it.
Yeah.
It's the Asian thing, I think. So,
yeah.
Just to be very like manual, you know.
Yeah.
Very like
I love that.
In control, you know.
I love
that. But still be like natural, you know, not like automatic, not robotic.
Not fake.
No. Yeah, not fake.
So Patryk, before we wrap it up, what's next for you? Are there any projects?
Nobody knows. You're an astrologer, you need to tell me, yeah? when you're going to make a brief chart, you know?
Yeah.
I think you should do it before we came here so you know, you done this, you know, in past lives or something.
Yeah, I try to not involve astrology in this. Yeah. This is more about Bali, and this is more about the people and your journey, not any of that. But just do you have any plans, any travel, any projects, anything you would like to achieve in life? Or
I already achieved what I wanted to achieve. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, just on a bigger scale. I'm talking about maybe some documentaries for Netflix or National Geographic in the future in the jungle of Papua New Guinea, Zumba, Sumatra, or Borneo. You can maybe find me with the Mentawai tribe, you know, soon. You know, I'm going to make friends with them, and I'm going to organize the excursions over there. That's my goal for this year. Yeah?
Oh, wow.
Perfect Bahasa for sure, so I can travel to all these islands, and find a remote job.
All right.
So I can just work online as well, and I can be everywhere. Not only be really depending on the work here. That's the goal.
Okay, so more freedom,
even more,
and then more serving the community and bringing out all that.
I need to give.
Yeah,
there's need to be exchange.
Thanks for saying
they
that.
Always balance, you know, in life.
Yeah,
there's nothing being uneven, you know.
Yeah,
if the universe give me now, I give later.
Yeah.
Give me now, I give later. The same level, you know.
Yeah,
that's it.
Nice.
Easy.
Thanks for saying that, and I think that's a really good note to And with yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having
This
me.
has been
Thank you,
very
guys. I
interesting.
hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Yes. Thanks for listening. From our hearts to your hearts, from Bali with love. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Terima kasih ya.
Terima kasih.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Nice.
You need to come.